what up?
Hey, Dan.
Hey, Trey.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Ruby Season 6 was mediocre.
Where's the lie?
That's no lie. Ruby Season
alright.
6 was mediocre.
Alright, here we go. Let me just get the knuckles cracked.
Yep.
Oh. And, well, I think it was about a year ago we first talked about our problem child.
Uh-huh.
And, yeah, this show, the latest season was fine.
Yeah, it's very mediocre. I had some really good parts and some not so good parts.
Yeah, the thing that gets me in, this show does this thing where it'll just spin its wheels for a season.
That's what's really pissing me off. Like, this whole season was just them getting to Atlas, which they were doing last season.
Yeah,
So,
at least
at least last season, like, they did something at the end, I guess, but, like...
Yeah, but no, 2 seasons ago they got to Minstrel.
Yeah, they get to Minstrel, but, like, I don't like this whole idea of spending an entire season just getting somewhere. Like, that is bad writing. I'm sorry, that's not good. Like...
Yeah, well, and I told you
them
about this
getting
season.
them getting to Atlas should have been a mid-season thing. Like, they spend, like... How many episodes are in a season? Like...
It's 13 episodes. They do 12 episode seasons.
So, alright, so, like, spend 6 episodes getting to Atlas, and then we can just advance the plot.
Yeah. Well, and now they also are doing the thing of, like, even though I like that they're paring down some of the characters. Like, we got rid of a bunch of the people from Haven Academy we didn't care about.
Yep.
Like, they just aren't factors in the story anymore. And we're trimming down slightly the number of villains, but then they just, like, bring back old villains.
Yeah, like, Tyrion's back, but, like, I don't...
Well, Tyrion being back,
that doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me just because I like Tyrion as a villain, because he's just bad.
Yeah, well, and he's part of the evil council, but, like, spoiler for the last season, not the season that just finished, but a year ago the season, Cinder died on screen, and then she's just not.
Yep, she's just not. Though, I think I mentioned this, I would have been a little upset if Cinder's arc had just ended there, because they obviously have something in mind for her, and she's just not not done it yet.
Yeah.
So, like, the idea of her just, like, showing up, being evil, and then dying, like, I feel like she's earned more than that. Because considering that she, like, killed, Pyrrha like that, I just feel like that was, and, like, took over, the starting city. Like,
yeah, took over Haven.
Take over Haven. I feel like she's earned a little bit more, like, a worse death, if that makes sense. Like, she's earned more than just getting beat up by, like, what character we literally met. Yeah, she got killed, quote unquote, killed by a character we literally basically met that season. Like, she was, Yang's mom wasn't really in the other, like, she was in season 2 a little bit for, like, 5 minutes, and that was it.
Yeah, and then, the whole reveal of, like, oh, I'm the Spring Maiden, too. I'm glad that mattered this whole season, by the way.
They didn't even bring it up. Not even one time.
Yeah, no, I don't know. And I want to believe that they'll end that show, but I think I messaged you this. There's 17 seasons of Red versus Blue.
Yeah, I mean...
And, like,
but that's at least a comedy show, so they can just do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, but they've added in, like, story arcs and stuff.
And Red vs. Blue definitely went on for, like, 4 seasons too long, like 100%.
It's still going on.
Is it what? It's not. It is not.
Season 16 came out in 2018.
No. I thought it was over.
No, it's
Why?
Gonna keep... Exactly. And that's the thing they say with Ruby is it's like, as long as they know they can make money off... It's almost like, people like to criticize network shows or anything. It's like, oh, if we can keep making money, we'll keep this on the air. The last season of Scrubs.
Yeah.
But,
what last season? I'm pretty sure it was the end of season 8.
You mean Scrubs Med School?
Yeah. That doesn't exist.
I think it does, Trey. You can't escape it.
That's not a real thing.
Yeah. But, no, that's the thing is it's like, eventually let your characters end. Like, let your story... Tell the story you want to, and you can end it.
Here's the thing. I feel like stories... and this is something I don't understand with, like... I mean, I get it from, like, a money perspective. You just want to, like, keep marketing things to people. But, like, stories with concrete endings are so much better than ones that don't have concrete endings. Like, fucking look at The Last Airbender. That shit was great. And it ended, like, right when it was starting to get, like, less great.
Yeah, or I think my favorite example is Gravity Falls. Still, that is
like just make two good make a max of like 4 good seasons, and then you can just call it good. I mean, you can wrap up whatever you can wrap up a story in 4 seasons easily.
Yeah, well, and especially Gravity Falls, I kind of like they took the approach of they said when they started, it's like, oh hey, this show takes place during their summer vacation, so yeah, it's not gonna be infinite like it was in Ed, Edd and Eddy for a while there.
Yeah, like infinite summer, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Ed, Edd and Eddy even eventually they went to school and then ended their show.
Yeah, and even then, there was no continuity in Ed, Edd and Eddy, so like they just could do whatever the fuck they wanted.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing they're trying to say with RWBY, and again, RWBY's thing. I just need them to stop putting things into the show.
Yeah, just,
like eventually say like work with the world you've built. You know,
yeah, you have a whole world here. You have a whole world and backstory. Just work off that. You have a thing. And make it and fucking make the evil council do something. Anything, please. Why is it the fucking Salem is just sitting in their high tower being all evil and shit, making flying monkeys because she thinks the Wizard of Oz is pretty cool?
Well, because she is the Wizard of Oz. That's her allegory.
I know. It's a parallel to, obviously, like, but still, instead of just having her sit in a fucking castle for like 18 seasons, why not like have her show up and just wreck the party's shit so we have a goal to work towards.
Yeah, let her even, she's cocky enough to be the evil thing of like show up, beat them all in 2 seconds, and then be like, you're not even worth my time.
Yeah,
and then
just
disappear.
I wouldn't even care, because like they even established you can't kill her, she's unkillable, so like
also,
they even have a narrative reason why she could just show up and just beat the crap out of everybody and then leave. Like it just maybe she could even kill a main character, just like really amp up the
you mean how they're gonna kill off Crow now?
Oh, 100%. He's done.
Yeah, and this is, just for context, this is a whole... There's, at the time of recording, there was recently some drama with Vic Mignogna, the voice actor for Crow.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that.
I don't want to get into
it. Yeah, I'm not getting into that. I'm just going to say they're probably going to just... Either they're going to try and get a new voice actor, which people are going to be like, or they're just going to kill him off. And I feel like the character of Crow at this point is like...
He's kind of done what he's set out to do at this point. Okay. You want my guess is that Tyrion's gonna kill him. That's my
100%.
I think Tyrion's gonna come back and just kill him because like I think that'd make the most sense. Like Tyrion already has a beef against Crow.
Yeah, and now he's even upgraded.
RWBY, and now he's back and better. So
yeah.
If I was a betting man, I bet Tyrion's gonna come back and then like Crow's gonna die to protecting RWBY or some shit.
Yeah, and then that's when Ozpin will make his dramatic... I mean, again, my thing is, I didn't hate watching it. I would not have wanted to wait week to week for it.
Yeah, I'm glad I watched it all in one, like, in, like, the 2 sittings I watched it in. I think that's probably the best way to watch it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I know we kind of did disagree. I thought the first half of the season was, like, miles better than the second half. I thought the second half was, like, kind of garbage.
The second half just had better fights, I think.
Yes, you're right. I think the only good fight in the first half was the Grim Reaper fight at like episode 6 or whatever. But I thought the flashback fight. I thought that was like, I guess the Cinder and what's her face fight was pretty cool too.
Oh yeah, I will say I'm excited. Neapolitan is back in the
mix. She's also ridiculous. Like why is she so powerful?
I mean, her semblance was always nuts.
No, her semblance was always crazy, but, like, the fuck, she transforms a whole plane into another plane, like, Jesus.
I mean, yeah.
But still, like, I think I think that was a good fight, too. But, like, I agree with the sense that the latter half had better fight scenes, but I thought the pacing in the first half was way better than the second half.
Yeah, but nothing in the first half mattered. It's like, oh, our group got separated. Better spend, like... 6 episodes messing around with this new old lady character to introduce. Oh man, don't you guys like old lady?
Hey, she's great. She's the best
pointless.
She teaches RWBY about. Yeah, she is, but she's great. I thought she was hilarious.
Yeah, you can be funny and still have a point.
She taught RWBY about her
silver eyes that she already knew she had.
Yeah, but she taught him how to use them.
Yeah, and anybody else who's already been introduced could have done that. You know who could have done that? Ozpin, who they just kind of wrote out.
You know, Ozpin's a dick or something. I don't know. He's just there. But I don't think she was a pointless character. I thought she was fine. I thought she was I thought she was funny, and I think she's a good enough character, and I think there's some, I see your point where they should stop introducing characters, and she's just another character that's in the show now.
Yeah, but eventually it's got to be a thing of work with what you've built, and that's the thing that also kind of gets me is, like, aside from Team RWBY, like, no characters have really developed, just because they keep introducing these new characters, and then just like, oh, hey, here's their kind of, like, 3-note personality, and then they leave.
Yep. I think it's weirdly enough the fucking villains are getting more development than a lot of the on-screen casts, like fucking knee shotguns and illusion lady.
Emerald and Mercury.
Yeah, Emerald and Mercury. They got some good character development this season.
I mean, I still don't even know what the one guy on the super evil Council of Villains does.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I know how we talked about, can we please have fucking evil British man do something? Like,
voiced
anything
by Chris
at all?
Sabat. They called in Chris Sabat to do that guy's voice.
Yeah, can you do anything at all? Just anything whatsoever. I know this our RWBY discussion's turned into a rant at this point. I don't give a fuck. What the fuck is his character?
Yeah.
Like, he's just sitting there all evil and shit, not doing fuck. Like, what does he do? What does he do?
Pointless. It's all pointless.
I'm evil because I'm here and I'm got a moustache. Yeah, I must be bad.
Well, and he's been mentioned to be a doctor, and he's apparently the one who fixed Tyrion. Why is he evil? Who knows?
Yeah, is he powerful? Is he just a doctor? I don't know.
Well, and that was even like Hazel. When they introduced it's like, oh man, he's evil, he's got reasons. And then as soon as they like got to his big reveal, it was like, oh hey, he's evil because he doesn't like Ozpin.
Yeah, Ozpin's a jerk or something. And then he can eat a lot of dust.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I thought he was okay, but I don't know. Like I said, ups and downs. I thought the first half of the season was fun. I thought that flashback episode was actually pretty good. I was expecting to hate it, and I actually didn't, so that was fun. That was a nice surprise. I thought it made a lot of sense with what they were setting up. I thought the Adam fight was good. Spoilers, by the way, so I think can we get into the Adam fight real quick?
Yeah, we can talk on it real quick. I don't want to spend... We've gone like 15 minutes on RWBY.
I'll go the fucking whole hour on RWBY. You watch me.
I don't think it's worth that much.
I've got feelings, Dan. They need to be expressed somewhere.
Yeah, I will say the Adam fight was... I think that's just a way they were like, alright, thank God they can finally tie up a loose end to a plot with that fight.
Except for he didn't fucking die on screen, so you know.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but... Also, his semblance was stupid.
Yes, right? My semblance is energy storage in my sword and nowhere else. Like, what the fuck? How does that make sense?
Yeah, because, like, can he just store it in anything? Why didn't he store it in his gloves?
Yeah, like, why? Yeah, why isn't anywhere you punch him? Why, like, hit him? Why doesn't he just store energy there? Why can he make shadow clones? That didn't have anything to do with his semblance.
It's because he's moving so fast. He's faster than Sonic.
He's faster than Sonic. That was my thought. Is it's like, oh, he's just like fast or some shit. But like, I don't know. Like, why is his sword the integral part of it? Like, without his sword, he's literally useless. He can't. Like, if that was the case, why does he shoot his sword out at people? Like, that's a terrible tactic.
Yeah. I mean,
if your whole strategy is just storing energy in your sword, why launch it at people? Like, that's so bad.
Yeah. I mean, again, that whole fight was kind of... If you want to talk about, like, flash-the-pan spectacle... Not even flash-in-the-pan. I'm thinking, like, no-substance spectacles or no-setup spectacles. That was just like, oh, hey, here's a fight with a cool character.
Yeah, I thought the choreography was great. I also had no idea why Adam was there. Like, he just kind of showed up, and they fought him.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I've been stalking you. And it's like, oh, really? Nobody noticed? For how long?
Why, though? Yeah, like, literally, Crow can turn into a goddamn bird. How did he miss you? How'd you get past them?
Yeah. Or Crow, who's, like, always paranoid. He's like, we're being followed, we're being tracked. And you just let that one go.
It seemed really artificial, where it's like they just wanted to put that conflict in there.
Well, I think they wanted to put it in because I think, honestly, they ran out of an idea of how to resolve that storyline. Yeah,
I think they ran out of an idea, and they wanted a way to make, like, Yang and Blake resolve that this season. If I had to guess, they, like, got together when they were, like, drafting this season. They're like, okay, Yang and Blake gotta get this over with right now in this season, and we just have to find a way to do it. And there wasn't any organic way to do it, so they just kind of made Adam show up.
Yeah, and they were just like, oh, we're gonna, finish this now. It's done. It's over. We did it, guys. We did it.
We did it. Claps hands.
Really, really honoring Monty's legacy here by not doing shit with his characters.
Just not doing shit with. Remember when Adam was a good villain? Remember when he wasn't just like a fucking spurned boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay, and there's another thing. Fucking Adam makes no fucking this guy has literally been tortured by the Schnee Dust Company, and yet fucking Blake rejecting him was the worst thing that's ever happened in his life. Like that just doesn't make no sense.
Well, Trey, you see, Blake is not Blake. Adam's actually a deep understanding of toxic masculinity. I'm sure there's people dissecting it like that.
Oh, I'm sure. I've seen. I mean, obviously, I've looked it up because I'm incapable of forming opinions without like looking up other people's opinions just to refute them. Apparently, so I just like looked into it because I'm like, what do people think about Adam as a character? And most people are just there's people on both sides. They're like, oh, Adam is the toxic masculinity and only femininity can save the day, or like other people who are like, what the fuck happened to Adam? Why is he like this?
Yeah, no. Well, oh god, what was it? I typed to you. I was like, clearly the moral of the story is be gay or you're gonna get murdered by your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, he's like, there's plenty of other in the other spectrum of de gur agenda. Like, oh my god, those homosexuals.
Yeah, which I 100% don't believe. Let me lead in with that, but I don't
believe that. I just wish that fucking Yang wasn't in a goddamn love box with like 4 other characters. That's my take on it. It's not the fact that Yang and Blake are probably going to get together. That doesn't bother me. It's more just the fact that why the fuck did we spend 5 seasons with her and Sun then?
Yeah, and then they introduced lesbian lizard. Lesbian. I was trying to remember the other name they had it for it. I can't remember, jeez.
Like, that frustrated me more than anything is the fact that Yang was some weird love nexus that everybody was just wanted to bang for some reason. Like that.
Oh, you mean Blake? Yeah.
Or Blank. Yeah, Blake.
Blank.
Yeah.
Blank. Yeah.
Blank. Yeah, no, yeah. For Blake was some weird love nexus where everyone was wanted to bang her for some reason. That pissed me off. I'm sorry. That just screams of, like, weird... I just don't understand
Cat
it.
ears.
Like, what... Like,
cat ears.
But why? There's so many other characters in this show.
Trey.
Yes.
Trey. Cat ears.
She's got cat ears. Yep.
That's it. That's the end of the story there. That's all she wrote.
Apparently, like, why even to introduce another cat? Like, why is lesbian even a character? Why is she here?
Exactly. The show is just introducing pointless characters at this point, and it just spins its wheels.
Yep, and it's just like, ugh. Or like fucking Atlas lady. Why is she even in the show? Like short Atlas lady.
Yeah, the lady who lived in the shoe.
Yeah.
Pointless characters.
Why is she even in this fucking show? Like, she wasn't a good villain. Her motivations made no sense. Like, she's just, I'm bad Atlas lady, but I'm not at the last second. It's like...
Oh...
I'm gonna bring out my fucking super mech just to deal with somebody who's taken...
Yeah, to deal with a literal group of, like, teenagers.
Yeah, children and some lady who's smuggling peanuts or some shit.
Yeah, something like that. But, anyway, we can go about this all day.
Yeah, we can move on. I just think, final verdict, if this season... I know I say this every year, I'll give it one more season, and if it doesn't catch me in the first, 2 episodes, I'm dropping it. I'm done.
Yeah, I'll look up synopsises at that point. Or if they can give me a confirmed, like, oh, we are going to do X more seasons.
Yeah, like a confirmed run. Like, I'm sticking to it. If it doesn't draw me in the first 2 episodes, I'm out. I'm not going to put up with it anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. Like you said, you've dropped more shows for less.
Yep, I've dropped good shows for less.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, what have you been watching this week, Dan?
Not a ton. I started watching Cheers on Netflix because I'm old, and it's nice to play in the background. So I'm going to go through the whole Cheers Frasier story arc.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, find me in 3 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to be there. You're going to be stuck there for a while.
That's really it besides... I think I told you this earlier. Konosuba is a show we both love. Mm-hmm. Recently, the dub was released
Right, and you said you made a mistake.
Oh, it's garbage. It's so bad. It's not even like the actor's fault. It's just like, man, the timing on all the dub, like the good lines is like just bad.
Oof.
Also, like, I can't get over the fact that Aqua, they make her sound too like official.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
She's got like this, air of nobility and goddessy, and she's supposed to sound like a garbage person.
Yeah, she's supposed to sound like she's trash.
Yeah, she's supposed to sound bitchy and whiny all the time, and she doesn't.
That's a miscast.
Yeah. Again, I don't think it's the voice actor's fault.
It's just
watch the sub.
Just watch the sub. It's perfect. It's fantastic.
Yeah, but beyond that, I've been watching like the continuing shows. I won't bore everybody on those. You been watching anything new?
I watched. I know I'm gonna come back to Rooster Teeth because apparently they made a new thing. Genlock. It's co-produced by Michael B. Jordan's production company.
Oh, maybe he can make them have it not last 50 seasons.
Yeah, who the fuck knows? But man, they've got they have such a fucking huge cast of good characters in this. It's ridiculous. Like, not huge cast. They have a lot of all-star talent in this show, and I guess it's probably from Michael B. Jordan's. Like, for one, he's the main character of the show, so it's kind of a self-insert, which is whatever. I'm not gonna like. There's plenty of people. I love Scrubs and and that's just a Zach Braff production company insert. I found out.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. He's the one who like got the show. He's like Scrubs is his baby. I didn't realize that. It wouldn't exist without him. Yeah. They have fucking David Tennant. He's the doctor, the scientist character in the show. The Doctor, yep. He's fantastic. He's so good. The best character. The actress who plays Arya Stark, she's one of the main characters. Like, list goes on. They got a lot of big people in it. I'm sure there's more. Yeah, it's really good. Like, really good so far. Like,
it's like a mecha, right?
Yeah, it's a mecha. It's very much, you can kind of tell it's very much like anime inspired, but like they definitely throw like a big Western twist on it. Like, it's not just like super weebing out. It's definitely trying to keep it grounded.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I like it. It makes it not feel like as cringy as RWBY gets sometimes. Yeah.
I mean, no, that's I get you. And then, if it's anime inspired, basically it's a mecha and borrows from Eva, right?
So far, yeah, a little. There's that definitely episode 4 especially has definitely had, if somebody were to tell me there isn't Eva influence in that episode, you're lying. It's not true. Also, one of the mechs looks like one of the small mech that follows the Doctor around. I'm pretty sure they just took that from Unit 2 from Evangelion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his head just looks like identical to that, which is fine. I think it's like an homage. It's like, oh, look at we've watched this show. It definitely has some influence from Gundam, like a lot of influence, especially in the designs of the robots. They're very Gundam.
Yeah.
And the premise is kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. The premise is, like, you have to, like, jack into the robots, like, you plug your brain into them, so you're not physically in it, but you're, in it, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, it's really good so far. The only big complaint I have is that I don't know what the Union, the bad guys, I don't know what their motivation is. I know literally nothing about them after 4 episodes, other than they take over New York. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
They got evil nanobots. I'm not sure if they're like the Union because they're like united with technology or something. They haven't explained any of it yet, so I'm confused. I'm hoping they do. But the action scenes are fantastic. It's really pretty. The soundtrack is amazing. Like, holy shit, they've got a really good... Their opening song is, like, the catchiest thing. I've never skipped the opening. I don't think I ever will.
Mm-hmm.
And the characters are all super likable. I really, really like the cast so far. And it's a strong cast, and like Michael B. Jordan's character is probably the least interesting, just because he's not as eccentric as the rest of them. So I guess that's something.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, Yeah, I definitely recommend it. I think everybody should watch it. I think, especially if you like mechas.
I mean, I could stand to have a new mecha show, but
yeah, it's
see.
And episodes are the episodes are full length too, like 20 minutes each or 22 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I still don't know if I trust another Rooster Teeth production.
Yeah,
I'll give it a couple seasons.
This one definitely seems like it has some direction at least, so that's something. Mm-hmm. Like, it's strong so far. They definitely seems like they know where they want to go with this.
Yeah.
And they're definitely foreshadowing some things that a little bit too hard, I think, but still, it means that if you're foreshadowing something, it means you have something planned, which is more than I can say about RWBY season to season, so.
That's fair.
I definitely recommend it. I think you'd like it if you give it a watch.
I might check it out. I'm juggling a lot of shows right now, though. Again, I got 11 seasons of Cheers.
Yep.
Or probably I'll make it through like 5 before I get bored.
That's fair. But yeah, you've been playing a new game.
I have been. Yeah, I can talk on it real quick because I haven't been playing too many games lately, just because I haven't had too much time. But a game called Wargroove came out, which is by Chucklefish, of Stardew Valley and what was the other one they did? Interstellar?
I don't remember. They make good games. I just don't remember what they're. Let's see, Starbound. They made Starbound.
Starbound, that's it. Yeah. So Chucklefish of Starbound and Stardew Valley fame. Basically, I think Trop described it the best I heard from them. They basically do like this retro callback niche market that they fill.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely like their thing.
Yeah, where they make games that are basically very similar to other games, with the Stardew Valley Harvest Moon comparison. This game is super duper similar to an old strategy turn-based RPG called Advanced Wars. And by that I mean it's Advanced Wars, but with fantasy units.
Yeah.
Which is really fun. It's, basically Fire Emblem, but a little different in the fact that your units aren't... Well, okay. It kind of takes from Fire Emblem 2 because you have one hero unit.
Mm-hmm.
And the hero unit is like this super duper powerful unit that's the commander of your army. You can't let them die.
Right. This is like a little bit of Warcraft influence there, and I guess Fire Emblem too, because like the lords and whatever.
Well, and in Fire Emblem, like every unit is a hero air quotes unit.
Yeah.
Like they're all named units. All of your units that aren't your commander though are, nameless like. Infantryman, cavalryman.
That's definitely more like Advanced Wars.
Yeah, and that's identical to Advanced Wars. And you have to like take buildings or towns to create income, which is like Advanced Wars. And then when your commander hits a certain point, you can use what's called their War Groove. That's the name of the game. To use like a special ability, and sometimes they heal. Some people get to summon a unit. Some people like do a ton of damage with theirs. It's a really fun game.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I love that. I fucking love the art style. I think it's the same guy who did, or the same group that did Starbound. It looks very similar, the artist, because like not all of Chucklefish's games are made by the same artist. So.
Yeah, and it's that kind of like pixel retro throwback style.
Yeah, but... it's like It's funny because it's like retro, but it's way more detailed than retro games ever got.
Yeah, it's not true pixel art. It's like low res, high quality. I'd almost say, which is an oxymoron, or not an oxymoron. It's a stupid non-sequitur statement.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. It's like very very high quality units, but they have really large pixels. I guess.
That's it. And the other big thing that this one has going is you can do like online crossplay. Well, supposedly it's got crossplay between the Switch and PC versions.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And it's like you can do big online map battles with people, and it's got a really good map editor tool, so you can make your own map.
I've heard the map editor is insane. Like, apparently it's like the same tools the developer use to make a lot of the maps in games, so you can do some pretty crazy stuff. I've heard it's kind of hard to like use because of that. Like, it's so detailed that it's like daunting. Yeah.
It's definitely a lot, and I've seen some people that made so there's a Fire Emblem game, the Genealogy of the Holy War, and the one that comes before it, that's the name I always blank on. That's an old Fire Emblem game that takes place on one continent that you can basically play on the whole map.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all huge, huge maps. And they recreated that whole game in the Wargroove engine.
Damn. Yeah.
So they can do some big boy maps.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm excited for, is the I'm hoping the community latches onto that and makes some really cool stuff. That's my I hope like the multiplayer side of it doesn't just die after a while.
Yeah, and I mean you can get maps from anywhere. So I mean, I actually need to play around with it a little more. I haven't gotten a ton of time to play. The main story campaign's a little bare bones, but it's fine. It's fun. I like the characters too.
Yeah, I've heard it's like nothing like super exceptional, but it's like it's good enough for what it wants to be, right?
Yeah, and I mean for a $20 game, I think you more than get your money's worth.
Yeah, it's definitely priced really reasonably.
Yeah, Chucklefish is nothing like Chucklefish just does such good work, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. They're definitely one of the good ones. I'm hoping that they continue.
Don't get bought out.
Yeah, I'm hoping they continue to stay as independent as possible, because they're definitely one of the good ones right now.
Yeah.
I and like I said, it's gorgeous. I might pick it up at some point. I'm not super into most strategy games. I wasn't a huge fan of Advance Wars, for instance. Like I played the DS version, the first one, and
Dual Strike.
I thought it was interesting, but I didn't love it. But I might pick it up. It seems like it's really well made, and I kind of want to support the developer. But I just spent my money on another game that I'll talk when you're done with this one.
I think that was mostly what I had to say. Basically, if you like turn-based strategy RPGs, this is worth a shot. It's $20. Anybody can afford it.
Yeah, very, very affordable. It's on Switch, so if you got a Switch, it's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the game I've been playing is a spoopy game by Capcom that everybody knows about.
Oh, the Resident Evil remake?
No.
Oh.
I'm talking about Jump Force.
Oh.
No, I haven't played that. Yeah, Resident Evil 2 remake. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it. So
yeah, that game is fucking great. Like, holy crap, Capcom, just like stop. You're making everybody else look bad with remakes.
Mm-hmm.
Like now you can add that with the GameCube version of Resident Evil 1, and holy crap, the remakes are just like off the fucking chart.
Yeah, that's what I hear is they do it, but they stay what is it? They stay like true enough to the original that people don't get too upset about it.
Yeah, like there's definitely differences, like especially like the kinds of enemies you fight and when, and like the puzzles and stuff. Like the layout of the police stations there is definitely not the same as it was in RE2, but like there's like it's faithful enough where like you can't get like nobody. I don't think anybody can get upset. Like the story is still fairly faithful. And it's like different enough, like it's like gameplay wise, it's very different, but like the overall feel and story of the game is very similar, if not the same. It's like very similar. They go through a lot of the same story beats. But man, that game is really fucking. It makes you really, really fucking tense. Like, yeah,
that's what I heard. Is it's very much like another era of. Not era. It kind of calls back to when scary games were scary, not in jump scare fashion.
Like it's not. There are jump scares, but the way that the jump scares works is very organic. Like it's not like they'll just like throw a big jump at you from nowhere. It's usually like you're tense because you don't have enough ammo, and zombies take a fuckload of hits to kill, so you don't know if you're gonna like shoot them and run away or actually go for the kill. And what I think is really smart, and I'm surprised more zombie games don't do this, is that you think you kill the zombie and it'll be dead, like it'll be on the ground, and you come back a little later and it'll still be laying there, but when you go by it jumps at you. I think that's like something I like. It seems so fucking simple, but like it makes you so paranoid about every corpse that still has a head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because like even if you kill like. They basically seem to go unconscious if you shoot them enough sometimes. Like, they don't die immediately, they just, like, fall over and, like, they're unresponsive even if you shoot them on the ground. But they're alive still, so you start getting really paranoid about, like, everybody you take down.
Yeah.
And that makes the zombies really, really threatening. It's like, oh my god, I don't have enough ammo to take down every zombie. It's like the matches from Resident Evil 1 where, like, zombies wouldn't stay dead unless you let them on fire.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It's kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, no, it's very much that similar situation where like zombies are really hard to kill unless you like get a random headshot crit, which will like just insta kill them. It blows their head up. And it also introduces, and this is what I'm excited for them to remake Resident Evil 3 for this very reason. There's a Nemesis type like not really zombies, a Nemesis type creature called Mr. X in this game. And he's a creature that just kind of stalks you around. You can't kill him. You can't even really inconvenience him. If you try and shoot him anywhere but his head, your bullets just bounce off him. And he just follows you around. He doesn't run. He just calmly walks towards you. He knows shortcuts you don't, so he'll just like sometimes get in front of you. And my guess is that he just despawns and respawns ahead of you somewhere. And by God, that is so fucking tense. I get so tense when he's around. It's ridiculous. Like it's like one of those things where it's like I'm excited for 3 because the Nemesis is in 3, and this Mr. X is very much that like him. He's the inspiration for Nemesis. So like he'll just show up, and you know he's there, and there's nothing you can do to stop him. You just have to run away and run around him and hope he doesn't like cut you off somewhere. And I think it's really good design because at the times he shows up are times when you've like cleared out an area. Like he's like it's like when you're familiar with the area the most, so just show up and just kind of ruin your day, and you just have to like be aware of him and all the zombies and lickers and stuff. And like I think that's just really fun.
Yeah, I think that's for sure. Like I kind of like that kind of element of horror, like you said. There's the more tense.
Yeah, like just tense,
naturally tense. Not like, oh, we turned the music way down. I wonder if something's gonna spook ya.
Yeah, and I also, that's also another thing. The sound design is great because there's not a lot of music, especially when like especially early in the game, like in the police station. There's not a lot of music going from room to room. It's just ambient noise of the storm outside, and like sounds of like zombies and like you running around, which is actually really ramps up the tension, right? You're just in this police station in the dark. There's blood and bodies everywhere. You have a little flashlight, and you're just like opening it up, and there's no music except for like in big like story climactic moments, like when the helicopter hits and stuff.
Yeah,
and that's really cool. I will say I thought the latter third of the game is a little bit not as good. It's not bad by any means. It's very good, like very, very good. I just don't think it was as good as the first 2/3 of the game. One other thing I'll say too is that each individual campaign, like there's a Leon and a Claire campaign, like there was in the original. They don't take a ton of time to beat. It's like maybe probably around 10 to 12 hours, depending on how like fast you take it. To like beat those and like pretty much 100% them. So you get a good like 24-ish hours out of the game probably. And that's like discounting the other characters, which there are others in the game. But they don't have stories, they're just in the game. And I was like pleasantly surprised too that they didn't just like just do the same story with both characters. Because I definitely could have. Like I was kind of expecting them to, but like actually did what the second game did, where it's like each individual playthrough is fairly different. Like you get thrown into the same areas, but like man, the enemy placement's completely different. Like the story's completely different. I was really surprised.
Yeah. Like different from when it wasn't the original, or between the two characters?
Between the two characters.
Yeah, that's why I heard their campaigns were pretty different. I mean,
they were different enough to make it worth playing twice. Like, like it's not a game where you drop it after Leon or Claire's campaign. And you're just like, oh, I've done enough. Like, you definitely want to play the second part. And there's also like there's a third route I haven't done yet.
Yeah.
That you get the true ending from. But I haven't done it yet, so I couldn't say how good that was yet.
But soonly doonly.
Yep. But definitely worth your time. I think if you're a fan of horror and you like good horror and not like shitty Slender Man horror, then I think you'd like this game.
Yeah.
It's also fantastic. It's gorgeous. The game is fucking gorgeous. Like, it definitely makes it... It's definitely worth the price tag. You get enough extra shit in the game, too. Like, there's a lot of... There's, like, I think there's, like, 2 other characters you can unlock, and they all have their own weapons and different stuff, so it's, like, it's very similar to RE4.
Mm-hmm.
There's different outfits you can unlock and different weapons and stuff. Like, it has a lot of replayability, so don't let the, like, 10 to 12 hour game length, like, fool you.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I've only heard good things about it. I'd believe it. I'm probably not going to play it because I have a baked potato PC and I don't like horror games.
Yeah, I got it for PS4, so...
Well, I don't have one of those either.
Well, fine. But yeah, it's good. It's a good game. I think it's worth everybody's time. If it's the kind of game you'd like, I think people would really like it.
If you think you'd like the game, you like the game. Trey, 2019.
2019. If you like it, it's pretty good.
Truly, the words of a scholar.
I am truly a game scholar. Hire me, IGN. I'm a game journalist, man.
I mean, you probably know more than actual game journalists.
Probably more than IGN. Apparently, did you hear the controversy with them? About RE2. Apparently, the reviewer only played through one campaign.
Well, wasn't that a thing when they did their Cuphead review? The guy couldn't get past the tutorial level?
I think that was Kotaku.
Let me look that up.
But there's been others, like, there was a roguelike that came out a few months ago where the IGN reviewer literally just stole his review from somebody else. Like, he like, almost word for word, he just took it from some video online, and then the guy, like, saw the video. Like, I don't know how he expected not to get caught, by the way. The guy who reviewed the game watched the IGN video, because of course he would, and then he was like, wait a minute. Dead Cells. It was Dead Cells.
Oh, okay. No, it was IGN with the Cuphead thing.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
IGN. I think Kotaku was Doom. I think that when they were playing Doom, they were really bad. But yeah, IGN is not a credible game. It's a decent news outlet. Like, if you want to hear about, like, what's coming out, but their reviews are a joke. It's not even, like, worth your time to look 100%. At any of their reviews.
Yeah, no, 110%. I mean, they also, I think I talked about this, and it's kind of relevant because Three Houses is in the news again. Fire Emblem Three Houses, but they did I think I told you, they did a podcast talking about Fire Emblem Three Houses, and these 3 people that, like, had no idea what they were talking about.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, they were like, oh, the last Fire Emblem game I played, big fan of Fire Emblem, by the way, but the last one I played was the one with Chrom on the 3DS, Fire Emblem Heroes? Yeah, on the 3DS with Chrom. And it's not so much the fact that, like, these 3 people said that. I've said stupid things before. It's that they all said that, and then some guy at IGN edited that podcast down, and it was like, this is the clip to upload about talking about Fire Emblem 3 Heroes.
Yeah, the one where they're talking complete shit.
Which is what they called the game. Yeah. Boy.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of problems with IGN, like, especially, and I think this is my biggest issue with them, is that they take money from companies whose games they review. Like, if you go to their website, you see a bunch of ads for games that haven't come out on their site, and I think that is, like, so disingenuous. Like, oh yeah, the next Call of Duty or Battlefield is going to come out. You go to IGN, their website's plastered with ads for the new Battlefield, and it's like, yeah. I wonder what score they're going to give the new Battlefield. Like,
yeah, well, and, like, other people, Dunkey was famous for talking about it, but, like, a lot of people have said they have so many reviewers on staff that you can never get a consistent voice.
Yeah, and they'll give
a good game.
They'll get people who don't play the game, like, don't play the series that the games are from, who, like, so they don't know anything about what they're playing, but they just throw them out, like, this, you have to, like, look up what the reviewer has played before, because they might not, like, it might be a guy who loves shooters, and they might have him, like, review a strategy game.
Yeah.
And it's like, I really just don't understand the appeal of this game, and it's like, maybe because this game's not for you.
Well, yeah, and I mean, that's classic examples, like, you know, if you get either of us to really review a first-person shooter, we're probably going to be like, well, I'm going to be like, nah, it's fine. It's a game.
And I mean, or if you get me to review like a fucking MMO, I definitely won't like it. Like, I'm definitely not the target audience for games like that.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm not into MMOs. That's my other thing. But I mean, yeah. So it's
just not. But if you get like most of our other friends to review MMO, I'm sure they could give you a good opinion on it. It's just like different people like different games, and so maybe you should put those people who you should maybe have a reviewer who likes that kind of game review the game. Just a heads up. And I don't know. I against shit. Most of the most game review sites are garbage. That's why I like individual. I like to follow people who I know their taste in games, so that way I can kind of like temper what they think about the game, because like I respect their opinion, especially about X kind of game. Like I trust Donkey's opinion if it's about a platformer.
Yeah, I trust him on anything that's not a JRPG.
Yeah, anything that doesn't have a long story or like a lot of cutscenes, I trust his opinion on.
Yeah.
Or like really like not Twitch-based mechanics, but like if it's like his he's the one who got me to buy Hollow Knight, because I trust his opinion on platformers, Metroidvanias. Like those are the kind of games he loves, so that's the and if he says it's good, it's probably good.
Yeah. Oh, video games.
Yeah, video games are video games.
So people should get a trustful news source like us, because we have no biases against video games.
I have no bias against any video games, especially not Ubisoft and their fucking terrible pieces of garbage.
Yeah, and I definitely love every game ever made. That's why I play the same 4 over and over.
Yeah, I sure do love Ubisoft. Division 2, am I right, guys?
More like, hey, that's a cool new game coming out. I'm just gonna play Dragon Age Origins again for the 9th time. I have 114 hours in that game, Trey.
Hey,
Lamau.
I'm still trudging through Inquisition. I took a break and came back.
Yeah, I never got it. I never even got 2 either.
It was on like super duper sale on the PS4 store a few months ago. It was like $10 for it plus all the DLC, so I picked it up again.
Well, let's see. I can check on Origin as much as I refuse to give them money. Either way, Trey, before we sign off for the day, there's one thing we need to do.
Yes.
It's important. It's a thing. Definitely have done this over and over, again and again.
Very consistently, I might add.
Yeah, consistent uploads, coming to you whenever we feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's get to this, Trey. We got to challenge each other.
Okay.
To do a show.
Challenge it?
Thing.
Okay. Did we decide if it was good or bad?
Yes.
Oh my god.
What? I mean, we got time. We can do one of each. Because I got ideas.
One of each? Okay,
yeah, do
a
good and a bad, and then we can come back to it whenever we get around to them.
Alright, sure. I'll give you some easy ones since I've been fucking up recently with this.
Yeah. No, it's good. I got this. I already got mine picked out for you. Well, I have my good one picked out at least.
Yeah. I mean, I got a good and a bad one for you.
Okay. My good one, Trey, for you, I raved about it. I need more people to watch it, and try not to get overhyped for it, and especially don't think the show's going to change your life, but just watch it be really good. You're going to watch A Place Further Than the Universe.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to watch it anyway. It's not the kind of show I generally like, but everyone keeps just making it seem like the best fucking show ever, so.
I really liked it. Yeah, and I've, gone on record of really liking it. It didn't change my life like a lot of people said it did. It's like, this show made me want to take risks and adventures. It's like, if anything, the show was like, oh man, friends are important. Keep them around.
Alright. That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so good show for me, and like I said, this is gonna be pretty easy for me, because like, I think I've given you probably the worst shit, like, to watch in this podcast. So yeah, watch Genlock. I want to talk to you about it. It's only 4 episodes so far. It's only like 2 hours of your life.
Yeah, I can watch Genlock. It sounds like a thing I'd watch. Michael B. Jordan's cool.
Yeah, 4 episodes. David Tennant's awesome. Like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, now
I dread to ask, but what do you make me watch for the bad one?
See, this one I don't even think is that bad. It's just ugly CGI and a lot of game in jokes and references.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna watch High Score Girl.
Oh, High Score Girl. That's the Netflix one, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Okay.
I tried to watch it, and it took 2 episodes in, and I'm just like, I don't like a lot of what's going on here.
How many episodes is this?
It's only 12, I think.
Okay, cool.
But
right. Yeah, no, I'll check it out. I've heard it's not terrible.
I did not like it. I didn't care for it. If you like it, then you get to watch the Konosuba dub.
Oh god, no! It's not allowed. You can't give me something else. You can watch
High Score Girl. See if you hate it. See if you don't like it. I just couldn't get into it.
Okay, sure. All right. So for my bad one, it's a new movie. It's on Netflix, so you'll definitely get to watch it. But Polar, I hear, is pretty trash.
Polar?
Yeah, it's a new action movie. It's like trying to be John Wick so hard. And from what I've heard it's pretty bad.
Canadian movies making me watch that goddamn North America crap.
And apparently, according to Netflix, this movie is violent.
Ah, good. I can go with that. I'll be violent. Deal. All right. Well,
so like I said, you definitely get it easy this time, but don't worry. Next time I'll make you fucking
lowballing.
I'll make you fucking suffer next time. But this time you get some easy ones.
Like I said, I got bored shitless by High Score Girl. Maybe you'll like it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it just does a lot of like gamer nostalgia bait for me. Of like, remember Street Fighter? Man, Street Fighter's cool.
Isn't it like set? It's like set in the 80s or something.
Yeah, it's
right?
set in the 80s in like arcadey style.
Okay. So it's probably not even really marketed towards me because I didn't grow up in the 80s, but what else? Let's watch. I'll watch it.
Yeah. But
what's the worst that could happen? But yeah, that's all she wrote, I think.
That's all we said. That's it. I got a Nintendo Direct to watch in about 10 minutes, so.
Yep, and remember, friends don't let friends watch RWBY.
Until they watch it together.
Yeah, until they watch it together.
Separately, together. And then talk about it on the internet.
On a podcast.
Yep. Either way, that's it. I'm Dan. I'm signing out.
Yep. I'm Trey, and I still hold up. I have hopes. I still have hopes. Goodbye.